Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the West East Podcast. My name is Amanda, and I am once again, as always, joined by the one and only Dr.Art. Good morning, Dr. Art.
Good morning, Amy.
How are you? We got you up extra early today. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for doing it for me. I'm drinking tea, my morning tea. Is it okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you sip the tea and we'll spill the tea. I think it's fitting. It's a different type of tea than we saw the person we're going to talk about today drink in the movies. But he was drinking tea as well, so it's fitting, right?
Yep.
Folks, we're kind of on a roll here talking about I guess stars and recently action movies. So far, we've talked about the one and only SRK, the very funny Adam Sandler. Last week we talked about some really awesome ladies, Angelina Jolie, Alicia Vikander, specifically around Tomb Raider. And so this week we thought, let's pay respect to a man who is still a force to be reckoned with, even post 70 years old. All respects to the one and only Denzel Washington. We're talking about Equalizer today. So, how much do you love this trilogy?
Oh, that's very easy question actually.
Right?
On scale to
I'm throwing you softballs
on scale of
because it's the
0 to
morning for you.
100,000.
1,000, yes. Oh my gosh, I so agree. I guess how it's so visceral, the action scenes, but there's very much that spirit of the good and the underdog,
Yeah.
especially in that first movie. But yeah, I so love them.
When I saw the first movie for the first time, I was like, I was filled with some different kind of energy. His aura was something
Yes.
else. Like,
Yeah, folks, if you haven't seen the Equalizer movies, I'd be very curious to know if anyone hasn't even at least seen one of them, because there are three of them, and they've kind of spaced them out. The third one came out recently last year, I believe. But there's the first one and the second one are kind of in the same location.
2014,
Yeah.
18, and then 24.
And then 2024.
Yeah.
And what I liked about I really liked the third one. We can get into it because I was watching a clip of a podcast that I usually like to watch, and they didn't like the third one, so I was surprised. But
See,
but I'll spill the tea
we
on
are
that
not
later.
critics, we are
Yeah.
fans. So let the people
That's
do their
it.
job, we will do our job.
Yes. And I said this to Shiv. Oftentimes there are the movies that people don't like are the movies that I really like.
Oh,
If the crowd didn't like it, I'll probably
it's
like it.
I don't know if it's a thing or not, but since childhood I have observed that the movie which doesn't do good on box office, on the TV when they play it over and over, maybe it is because of the repetition or what, but people keep on seeing those movies and they become fan of those movies.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. There's a lot of chatter online about the Equalizer movies, and some people love them, some people hate them.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, I've heard they don't like the script. I've heard,
Yeah.
the third movie was too different.
So maybe reason being like that kind of single one man person, like military background or ex-marine background, and we have many of the similar stories, so people tend to fall into comparison and they lose the charisma of the single individual project.
Yeah, I can understand that. I've definitely seen a lot of Bollywood and even South Indian action films where it's 1v20, right? Or
Yeah.
20v1, 1v20. And so can I tell you, I very much love an underdog story. I mean,
Yeah.
hey, that's why I love Chennai Express. We're not talking about SRK in this episode, but that
But
guy
we
was
are
very
always
much an
talking about
underdog
SRK,
story.
don't worry.
It's true. It's very true. It's hard not to talk about him. He's awesome. Denzel though it's an apt comparison because Denzel gives me the same spirit. I would say Denzel is more like an Amitabh Bachchan, if you will.
Yeah.
But it's that righteousness. That's the quality that he
His
really brings
smile
through in all
is
his
so
characters.
innocent. The way he smiles, oh my God.
Yes.
He takes the room away, like no one else will see anything.
Yeah. It's true. His courage and he stands for good. He has very good values, talks a lot about like good like reputation. He's very vocal and open about how he like his faith, building a good family. He shows so much respect to his wife. Like I'm trying to think of a good example, even like career wise. Dakota Fanning's in the third Equalizer, right? And it's like knowing that they were in Man on Fire together when she was a child actress, and then now it's like what however many years later, and she's grown and they're working together again. Like he just keeps coming up as like this father figure. I feel like, and just like a very respectable person, somebody that you are rooting for in his life when you see him and on screen, like a Keanu Reeves almost. You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
energy.
I feel that, no one else would be perfect to play Robert McCall other than Denzel. For me, he is the one. Do you know that it is
Yeah.
actually based on the series in shot in 1985, The
Yes,
Equalizer?
yes. It was a television show first, and it was the same kind of storyline, right? Like
That was in New
the sort
York.
of
This
helping
is
somebody in
Boston, I
need.
think. I haven't seen the series,
Yes.
but I have come across the trailer.
Yeah, I haven't seen the series either, but I remember like reading about it a bit. Mostly, I'm not gonna lie, to like prepare for the episode and make sure that I had my ducks in a row. But yeah, so what I know of the series is it's about like somebody like who's helping people in need. Same kind of
Yeah,
idea,
same,
right?
same.
And like in the first movie when he puts out that letter, like that's sort of like connecting it to like what the series was about.
Yep,
Did I ask you already what's your favorite? Like, which one of do you have a favorite of the three?
all of them.
Is there all of the if you had to choose like moments that stick out, or you know what
Oh.
I mean, like lines that really stick with you?
So all the stopwatch moments where he does that stopwatch, and there is a one sequence in each movie. Like the first one,
Yes,
Russian one. The second one is the when he's Lyft
of the
driver.
train.
The third one where
Oh
initially
yeah,
the starting one where he's in that where he's sitting, and the
yeah,
very
he's in
nice
the
shot is
vineyard.
that I think it is
Yeah.
Sicily, or I forgot the place's name.
Yep,
Yeah,
it's Sicily. Yeah, in the
the
vineyard.
vineyard, the vineyard, yeah,
Yeah.
the one with vineyard. But when I got hit by one dialogue was like when he is so powerful yet so poised. But when in the third one, if you remember, the mafia of the drug lord comes in, takes down the police officer and asks who is the one who killed my brother. He could have
Yes.
easily shown his strength, like tried to show his macho-ness, but he chose to be poised and think about the surrounding and read the room. And he said, I am ready to surrender. And he starts with one dialogue saying that, I understand pain, I understand weakness, I understand, but because of these people, I'm not saying it exactly, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
whatever I'm saying
Paraphrasing. That's
is like what I remember. And he says, I understand people peace because of this town, and I'm not going to
yes.
like let you take that away from me. And oh my god, that scene touched me, and I'm like, power is not always about showcasing.
Yes, and then that's when the community like comes to his defense the most direct, like for the first time and the most directly. So
Yeah.
that's a very good moment to recall. And so what I really like about the third movie is that like if you go through the trilogy, the first one you really get that sense of like the community, right? That
Yes,
he
yes.
builds with people around him. Even though he tries to keep to himself, he's a widower. He said he's very neat. You can tell this man has a past. He's trying to just keep
Stick to
peace.
his own like life, want to follow his own
Yes,
routine, and that's it. He doesn't want to do anything with other people, but yet he is affected by other people's like pain and suffering.
pain. Yes. So he gets that call, right? That to help the security guard to help, like he gets kind of pulled in. I don't want to give away the story, but
Yeah.
he gets pulled in, right? By it, but it's the community that does it. Then the second movie is where you get more of like the backstory and you learn more about
Who he
who he really
was.
was.
Yes.
And then the third movie is kind of like the best of both worlds because now we have the backstory, we understand community, but he's in a new setting,
Yeah.
and you're thinking, okay, what's going to happen here? But he shows that spirit in him isn't just reserved for Boston.
Yes, yes. And
Very
it was
nice.
one thing I love about it is like when in third movie when it started, I was like, okay, it's going on, and it started, but it didn't make sense to me because it started with fight, right? And then when the movie ended, it was so. pieces put perfect together. Like, oh, he started with
Yeah.
helping someone else and he landed up somewhere else, and then he helped them also. So it was like God wanted him to be at that point of time in that place, you know. I think he
Yes.
also mentioned it,
Yes.
that he also mentioned it like before few he says it to one of the, like the brother he was talking about. I think there is a sequence when he say, I understand pain,
Yeah.
you know, I have experiences and I can cause it, something like that. There is a dialogue. If I was not here, we would not have been doing this conversation, you know. But because I am here
Yeah. 3 weeks ago.
and I tried to ignore you, I tried to like do my thing, but you are very hard to be ignored or something like that. There is a conversation.
Yeah, that they kept popping up in his life. It's
Yeah.
very true. It's a that's a very that though that's a very good scene in the third movie as well at the restaurant. And oh, we were watching that movie recently. The third one we decided to watch again, and Shiv was talking about the how they edited that scene
Yeah.
and the moment where
He
he
presses the
kind of
median now.
starts the conflict. Yes. And how they cut away to the crew, to the restaurant, and when they bring the sound back in. Very nice.
Oh.
This is very good
In
direction. Um,
cinematography wise, it's not a, I'm sorry, I am biased towards Denzel, but not only Denzel, but the whole crew, the location, the team, the shot, the sequence, they have put lot of
yes.
effort in it, no? You can see it.
Yes. Absolutely. They definitely took advantage of filming the beautiful scenery.
Yeah.
Like the sunrise shots and sunset
And
shots.
yeah, and
Um,
always I don't
yeah.
know, it's my observation, but there is always sea in the all the movies. I think first one it doesn't have the, but second and third definitely has.
Yeah, because there's the whole hurricane sequence like in the
And
second
that
one, and
time,
then they're
yeah,
just on the
yeah, that
coast
time
in the
we
third
actually
one
know who
in
was
Italy.
his, you know, who was he actually.
Yes. Yeah.
Two things I love about that sequence is like when he goes there and after everything is done, he sits on the chair and we see that there is a sea and there was a empty chair beside him. So we could have imagined, like we imagine that what his life before this,
Yeah.
you know. It was so nice, simple couple enjoying the sea view or you know the beauty.
Yes. It's very true. It's very true. And it was such a nice shot. Like, and there's lots of light at the end of the
Yeah,
movies too, right? It's always like ends in day, so we end in the light. I just want to cut in for a moment, folks.
sure.
This is not related to the episode, but recording this, there is like a bit of a concert happening outside near where we live. So if I don't know if this recording is going to end up with like music in the background or but it's just Toronto enjoying a summer evening, and there's a bit of a festival happening. So I thought I would mention it because I forgot to off the top, and I don't know if it's coming through on the mic, but I think people are celebrating Equalizer or something out there. They're just like rocking along with
So
us. So
I think along with us, people are also silently, without knowing, celebrating Equalizer.
there it is, there it is, or you know, they're just a fan of a good conversation, which is what we're always aiming to have. But sorry, back to the action. I think we kind of talked about this, but one of the questions I wanted to like to ask you to talk about was what do these movies teach us? Because one thing I love a good movie for me, and we talked about this with like when we talked about horror movies, is a good ending is always what I'm going for. Like a you know like we're always striving to have that good ending, but also if you can learn something, then your experience is just enriched. So for you, what do these movies like teach us, or what did they teach you?
For me, it's so like importance of community, importance of your strength, and like he
Yeah.
has while he like he if you see he can do violence and he can damage the way no one else can, but he choose not to, and he feels bad about it. If you see after each, he looks up, and in the third one also he looks
Yes.
up to God and saying that why you are making me do all this. Like it's not a dialogue, but in eye his eye says that thing, you know.
Yeah.
And so he
Yeah.
is not
Absolutely.
happy
The
with doing it,
subtext.
but because he has to help, like ends up doing it. So his ethical and his moral compass is at the right place, I feel. Like
Yeah.
it shows that when you have power you have responsibility, where to choose and where to use and where not to use. and where he underplays, he knows where to underplay, where not to cause more harm, I feel
Yeah.
it's a right
Yeah.
way of saying that as a community we can grow together if we are together.
Yeah.
And
Very nice.
yeah, and not over let the ego drive and make our power used at the wrong place at the wrong time, I think. And keep helping
Yep.
people, because you never know you are going to change someone else's life.
Absolutely. And like the power of like listening, because in the first one he's listening and he can't help but hear the things that happen around
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
And I don't just mean listening like you hear noise, you hear a commotion. His heart is listening. Like he
Yes,
has a
yes.
that character has a very good emotional intelligence, is what
Yes,
they call it
I
too,
yes,
right? So
agreed, 100%.
yeah.
And you know that, and the one thing in the both the movie first and the second, he shows that children who are not on the right track or doing something else other than in search of good life, they have the chance to
Yeah.
believe in themselves and get back into the life they want. Like in the first one, he tells her that you can believe, be whatever you believe in. In the second one, I think his name was Mike, he says he gives him the painting job, and then he encourages him to follow his drawing and like.
Yes, in the apartment
Yeah,
complex. Yeah. Helps him get back
so
on the
he
right
wants the
track.
good future for the people around him, and he knows that what you will be taken away if you don't, like, he understands the importance of life.
But that's the second lesson, is he takes part. Like you have to
Yeah,
step up. My dad's best friend always used to say, like, in his house, he's like, we don't people don't hang in the background, we step up. That's what we
yeah,
do. And I never forgot that, because it takes courage, right? You can see somebody going through a bad time, you can give them advice. Anybody can give advice, and it's not to take away. If that's all you can do, that's great. But if you can do more and you have the courage to step up and choose to do more, then you can really potentially help somebody, like, and make a change. And that's why I say like it's that father figure, like, role
yeah,
that he just naturally possesses. Like he's just naturally, you could tell, is like a caring person, and like really, like, it seems like cares about people. It comes through in that character a lot. So like step up is a lesson that I would say definitely
yeah,
is in there. And standing for truth. I like what you said about, isn't it in Bhagavad Gita when Krishna says to Arjun, like, some, like, if it's your dharma, you
yeah,
have to do it. So you're saying, like, Denzel's questioning God, and certainly he's in Italy in the third one, so it's very much the Catholic representation of God, the cross, and he's praying a lot. But my favorite line that I was gonna mention is linked to that lesson that you're saying of, like, he's very human in the
oh
third
yeah,
movie. And what I mean by that is, right, you see his thought process even more, and you see the impact that the work that he's had to do has done to him. So there's that scene with the doctor, where the doctor says, do you remember the first question I asked you? Are you a
bad
good
man.
man or a bad man? And he said, I don't know. And the doctor says, only a good man would say that. And I was like, oh, I love that line, because it's like, you see it all the time. Good people always doubt. Someone who's just, doing the wrong thing or operating from a bad place is, like, oftentimes has to come with a certain amount of confidence, right? And so they're maybe not
Yeah,
self-reflecting. But good people are always questioning themselves. I see it all the
and
time, because you want to make sure that what you're doing is good.
when he gets shot, he you see that for the fraction of second he feels like, just end it. And then something
Yes.
tells him that no, I'm not yet finished. So that is his faith in humanity. Even if he's going through so much suffering, he's
Yeah.
trying to find his purpose in life.
I'm pretty sure he was actually out of bullets. I'm pretty sure that's why. Like, he was
Yeah.
ready to do it, and he was just out of bullets. If we're talking about the same scene, but sorry, folks. I guess we should put slight spoilers, but none of these are big spoilers for the
Maybe this
storylines. And
makes you more maybe this makes you more feel like seeing those movies.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Then you're like, wait, what are they talking about? I gotta go back. I gotta go back and see these. Um, uh, but so one thing I'll say too is, like, the public reception, because we talked about, right, that, like, the movies we like, other people don't like. I gotta shout out Joe Budden podcast, because the podcast is something that I watch like a fair amount. And so I saw a clip that they were talking about Equalizer. Folks, if you just YouTube Joe Budden podcast Equalizer, you'll find the clip. And it's a very like lively bunch that gets together for the podcast. That you could tell they all know each other very well. They're very comfortable with each other, and it's a very good conversation. But people didn't like the third one because it was different. He said, like, the first two are awesome because he's just like a man of the people. This was like Joe's take. I'm summarizing. He's just like, in the first one, he's just like a regular guy with a regular job, and then he just goes full Batman when something happens. Like, and he just takes everybody on, right? But the third one, he said, was like too different. Again, I'm paraphrasing, but
like, because we saw him as a human,
yes,
like we knew that two movies has built up so much of his image in our head that we could not see him vulnerable, maybe as a
yeah,
person.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. Well, I think too, like this one was maybe this like a good, I don't know. I won't make this my final word, but it's like I guess a final note to go back on this topic, that the third one is more of like the slice of life story. The first two are like action films, action for action films. Awesome. There's a good storyline there. They're heartfelt. But the third one is very much like that sort of like artistic take on an action film. And it kind of speaks to like the years that the movies came out, because 2024 is like very post COVID. So we're as a world, we've just passed this, I don't know, pandemic, whatever you want to call it. There's lots of opinions out there that you can go and read about. And I'm speaking to a doctor who is like very active in helping in the COVID hospitals that were in India. So, I mean, round of applause for you, Guru. I know that that's not what this episode is about, but you deserve a shout out. Because you worked very hard. But yeah, so like you had a very intense experience during that time. Then we come out of that. I think now people want to see those layers stripped away. You know what I mean? Or maybe that's what artists want to show. And it's up for debate whether or not people want to see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think about like the fact that it came out in 2024 and it being so different than the other two? Like, do you think it impacted how they made the story, or they're just making art and we should just let them?
I don't know. I never thought it that way. I just liked it, and this movie also has a good action sequence.
Yeah. Oh, so many good action sequences. There's an action sequence in the alley. That's all I'm gonna say. Is it happens in the alley and there's a truck involved. It's my It's my favorite of the whole movie. But yeah, sorry.
And even in the last ending, when the way he ends the fight, the last fight sequence is also a very impactful.
Yes. Oh, very true. Yeah. You could say he gives them a taste of their own medicine. I guess that's the best way to say it without
that's
a spoiler.
Best way to say it, yes. So I feel it's like first movie we know that there is a person who is like Robert McCall, who is this, who works like this, and suddenly he has all the strength and he's not just an ordinary man. Second peels a layer saying that, oh, he was his things, he knows his community, he knows his friends, and he can stand up for his friend. And then the third one, we'll know him more better, like
yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Something God wants him to do this work because he is putting them in that kind of situations. It's like not he is going and getting the fights and going in the scenarios actively, but he is somewhere at some place where he has to be, and then it leads him to this kind of scenarios. Yeah. Helping people.
I mean, he's staying true to his goals. That's what he wants to do. So God keeps putting him in those situations then.
You are not done yet,
Yeah, that's it. So speaking of that, do you think there will be a fourth Equalizer movie?
I will be very much ready to watch it if it is there.
I'm asking you with an agenda, not to trick you, but I did actually read on IMDb. I hope it's a credible enough source that apparently Denzel said, yeah, 4 and 5 are in the works. So folks, get caught up and go watch the first 3.
You
Yeah.
might get one more episode from us.
There you go. Yeah, we might have to come back for one more episode, but that was what I was holding on to till the end, because I saw that and I was so excited, and there was even a rumor that Keanu Reeves will be in it. I don't know if that's true, but oh my gosh, then I'll have to see
Oh,
it twice in
John
the
Wick
movies.
and Equalizer both together.
Equalize.
It will be a deadly combination. I would go there and watch
Right.
it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, I mean, I think that was a good exploration of the Equalizer movies. What's your
Yeah.
final word, Dr. Art, on this?
So it brings to my mind right now that when they have conversation with Dakota Fanning and when they are sitting and drinking tea and she's trying to film him that you don't do this, make
Yes.
him film, and he gives him the pose and smiles that this is better,
Yeah.
and then he says she in the later conversation she said that you are a person of interest,
And
and
he
then
said,
he says no, I'm an interesting
I'm an
person.
interesting person. Yes.
So the folks, I think, don't be person of interest, be interesting person.
Interesting person. I'm just gonna say ditto because I think that's the best final word. Don't be a person of interest, folks. Be an interesting person. And tell us in the comments if you've seen these movies, if you like these movies. Drop your favorite quotes, your favorite scenes. Thank you so much for tuning in again. I saw we got some good response from the Tomb Raider episode, so I just want to continue to say thank you because
Thank you. Yeah.
yeah,
It was very
absolutely.
overwhelming when we saw those numbers. Yeah.
Yeah. Guru keeps saying it. You're speaking it into truth that once you hear our conversations, you'll just want to keep listening because that's what you said. I think last time. No, but we're very, very, very grateful. So yeah, that's
Because
gonna.
I enjoy our conversation. That means we are doing something good, right?
Yes, yes, and we both speak from the heart, and I think it should be more common that sisters-in-law can have the kind of conversations that we have. Something that I'm very grateful for.
Yeah, even me too.
That's it, right? So see, community. There you go. We're taking your notes, Denzel. By the way, you have a standing offer, Denzel Washington. Anytime you would like to be on the We podcast, we will happily have you as a guest.
I am
uh,
ready to fly also.
that's it. Yes, come, come, come. But for now, folks, we're gonna say thank you so much. That's gonna be it for us this week. We will be back again next week for another episode of the We podcast. But for now, say goodbye, Dr. Art.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
So one for my city, two for my city. God knows what I wouldn't do for my city. Three for my city, four for my city. No, I'm the one who'd go to war for my city. Five for my city, six is my city. Holla at me if y'all vibe with my city. Come try on my city, don't you lie in my city. Symbol the truth, I'll fight for my city.
The West East podcast is part of the We campaign, also known as Anti-East Indian Hate Campaign by Vairagya Entertainment. You can weigh in on the conversation in the meantime in our comments section or on our social media. You can also visit www.imshivam.net/w.e. Remember, Vasudev Kutumbakam. We are all one family. Until next time.